Welcome everybody. We are kicking off our brand new series here at the beautiful Universal Citywalk. And this series is going to be focused on pitting two food locations, two food shops, attractions, or whatnot in the Orlando area, from Disney to Universal to SeaWorld to all the different attractions, pitting two things against each other to see which one is the winner at the end of the day. And today's focus, we're focusing on donuts. What's the best donuts that you can find around the Disney and Universal area? So we're going to find out today. The first two contenders are going to be Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew, and you can find that at Disney Springs. And the other contender is going to be Voodoo Donuts at Universal Citywalk. So we're going to take a look at these two things. Now, I will be honest, this is not going to be a scientific method. This is going to be opinion. This is going to be us tasting it, evaluating it on a few different levels, a few different elements, thinking about things like price and so on and so forth. And then we're just going to kind of pick a winner. I'm going to pick one, she's going to pick one. We'll see if they agree. First, let's talk about Everglazed Donuts and Cold Brew. It's located in Disney Springs, and it is a one-of-a-kind concept store. There are no other Everglazed in the entire United States. It's actually owned by the Millennium Restaurant Group. This is the same group that owns Splitsville Lanes, which is right next to it, right across the street from it. It is a one-of-a-kind store. It's the only place you can get these Everglazed donuts. So you can't, you've not been able to experience them anywhere else. Who knows if they'll open more? Probably is going to be based on whether or not it's successful. It's been around, I'd say, about a year or two now, maybe a little bit longer. Doesn't feel like very long. And they've got some crazy donuts there. And then overall, the price, let's talk about the price of these. Each donut is between $4.50 and $5.50. You get a little bit of a discount on a, half dozen or a dozen, but overall, and with the annual pass, it does work. The Disney annual pass. Yeah. But overall, they're pretty expensive donuts, but they're also pretty big and pretty crazy. And so when you see them, you'll understand a little bit more. So first, we're going to take a look at the boxes that these come in. Let's give a look here. Ooh, look at these donuts. Let's get a great shot of these donuts on the inside here. Now let's talk about Voodoo Donuts. Voodoo Donuts is located in Universal Citywalk. This is actually a chain of donut stores, not like a huge chain. It was actually originally founded in Portland, and actually Seattle, Portland area. Well, Seattle specifically is a big donut town. Portland, actually, the whole story is that they didn't have any donut spots in Portland, and so these two friends got together and realized they didn't have any good donut places, and they were going to go ahead and create their own. So they created Voodoo Donuts. Again, it is a chain. They've got multiple locations throughout Portland, obviously. They've got Colorado, Texas, and Florida as well, and also California. So the Florida location is Universal Citywalk, and the California location is in Universal Studios in California. And the price of these ranges anywhere from $1.50 to about $1.50 for classic donuts, and about $4 for premium donuts. So depending on what you get, they do actually have about a $10 donut. It's like $9 something for like this large glazed donut that's kind of like the Big Pink, but without the stuff on top. So that's a little bit about Voodoo Donuts. Now let's get a shot of the Voodoo Donut box. Let's see what we got in here. Ooh, look at these. One thing to note, there is an obvious lack of the Big Pink in this donut off. So the reason that is because the Big Pink, I kind of feel, and for those of you who don't know, it's this giant donut with this pink glaze and sprinkles on it that you can find in Universal Orlando, Universal Studios. I didn't include this in here because it's kind of like in a league of its own. It's like its own thing. It's not really comparable to these types of donuts, I feel like. So if you're a big fan of the Big Pink, no issue there. But we're going to focus on these two, which are pretty much I'd say the most prominent donut spots in the Orlando area with regards to theme parks. So that's just a note on why the Big Pink is notably absent. So don't get too upset. I'm sure we'll talk about the Big Pink in different episodes as well. When it comes to donuts, it all starts with the glazed donut. You can have all sorts of donuts in the world, all sorts of types with cereal on top and glaze and crazy stuff in the middle, Nutella in the middle. But when it comes down to donuts, you got to start with the glazed donut. For me, the telltale sign of a good donut place is how good they can make their glazed yeast donut. Now, I'm personally a big yeast donut fan. This one right here, she's the cake queen. So I'm gonna have to tell you, when it comes to analyzing the cake donuts, she's gonna be the one to talk to. For me, I'm gonna stick more to the yeast donuts. So why don't we just dig straight in and let's take a look at the Everglazed glazed donut. Look at this. Oh man, that looks good. That looks fantastic. So I'm just gonna bite it. There's gonna be no forks, no knives today, folks. Give that a taste. It's pretty good, actually. And I will tell you, to make sure that this was a fair competition, we went and got the Everglazed donuts and the Voodoo donuts at the same time. So they're both fresh. Yeah. These haven't been sitting in our kitchen overnight getting stale. They're as fresh as they're going to be because it's early in the morning. And so they're either good now or they're not. And I have to say that's a good glazed donut. We had a sort of a glazed sriracha donut the other day at the Epcot Food and Wine Festival. That was not good. Yeah. It was very dense, but in there, I mean, you can see it's pretty airy, and it's soft, and it's got a good flavor to the glaze, and there's enough glazed on it. So overall, we're off to a solid start here. The glazed donut, rock solid, great amount of glaze. It's a thick glaze too, so it's not the chintzy little thing, that just kind of runs off. It's good. All right, so now we're gonna dig into the Voodoo glazed donut. Take a look at that sucker right there. That looks pretty good too, so let's give it a shot.
This one's softer, don't you think?
Yeah, it was good. It kind of had a weird flavor to me though. Did you taste that?
A little bit.
It has like a slightly weird flavor. I don't know if it's like a buttermilky kind of flavor or what. I don't know. There's something in the mix that, to me, is just slightly sour, almost. And the glaze didn't stand out as much to me, personally. So, we'll see. So far, I think the Everglazed is a little bit more solid for me in the glazed donut, personally. What do you think?
I like the texture of the Voodoo donut better because it was softer. But I'm not a yeast donut connoisseur, so.
I think it is softer. So it's less dense, maybe, but neither one of them was overly dense, though. I didn't get like a sensation where it was like, ooh, this donut is too dense. They were both fine. I think flavor-wise, though, for me, the Everglazed is coming out on top so far. So we'll see.
Okay, I picked this one out at Everglazed. It's the pumpkin cake donut because I love cake donuts, and actually, it was the only cake donut they had this morning.
Yeah, I do have to say, and this is the specialty donut, by the way. They don't normally have this because it's the fall time frame, and this is the specialty pumpkin spice donut. I will have to say, Everglazed has a severe lack of cake donuts. They really don't have a lot of choices when it comes to cake donuts. Usually, if you're lucky, they'll have one cake donut. So that's a negative, I have to say, for Everglazed. And so they have a lot more cake varieties at Voodoo Donuts. So, all right, let's give it a shot. Everglazed seasonal donut. They don't normally have it. Let's see what we got.
And I've never tried the pumpkin glazed donuts or pumpkin cake donuts, so this is my first time.
It's probably the first time they've ever made the pumpkin spice donut. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe they had it last year. But they haven't been open that long, and there's no other place. So it might be new.
I love the way it's cooked. Fried. Ooh. Do they fry donuts? I think I like the way it's.
Yeah, it's definitely fried. Most cake donuts, pretty much most donuts are fried. Look at that. That almost looks like, I can smell it. It almost looks like pumpkin bread, smell, and man, I can smell that pumpkin spice coming out of there. So, what do you think?
Oh, I thought it was really good. To me, what stands out on that one is the way it's fried and cooked is my favorite part of it. I'm big on texture of food in general, and I love the texture of this donut.
I mean,
do you like it?
I mean, just look at this. Okay, so just look at the variation in color.
Yeah.
So in the middle, it's like this bright yellow pumpkin, and then on the outside it's this crispy brown. So you can tell like how when it was deep fried, it got this crispy, this crispy edge to it.
Yeah.
And it is
It's good.
Woo! And that spice is sticking with me.
Yeah, it is.
It's sticking with me. Like
it's
still coming
spicy.
out. Like I haven't.
Yeah.
It's been like what, a minute since I had the bite, and I still.
Yeah.
And that crispiness on the crispiness is
my favorite part.
fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, if you've eaten like an apple fritter, most places that have apple fritters, kind of like that, with that like crispy, and then soft and chewy. But this is really good. It's like they took pumpkin bread, and then deep fried it,
Yeah.
and then put glaze on it.
Yeah. It's good.
I mean, that sounds pretty good. Actually, I don't know. Why don't we do that? Why don't we deep fry pumpkin bread and then put glaze on it?
Do it.
Well, I think that's going to have to be a new recipe this year that we're going to have to give a shot to.
All right, now I'm gonna try the Voodoo donut. And is this just a pumpkin?
It's a Voodoo pumpkin spice donut, yeah. Again, a seasonal selection. They don't. Well, it's normally swirled nicely on top. I think it got smashed because the way they put them in the boxes there. That's the other. Everglazed, they set them up very nicely in the box, and then Voodoo, they just kind of chuck them in there. So that one got a little smashed. But this is a seasonal donut, pumpkin spice seasonal. So it's cake.
I can already tell this one is not cooked like that one, that like Everglazed, because it's very soft. It's like squishy.
Yeah.
So that one is not. So let's give it a try.
You get some of that. I don't even know what that is. What's that on there? Get some of that on there. That looks good. It looks good on the inside too.
So this one does not taste very much like pumpkin at all. I don't think. In fact, the first bite I just got the donut, none of the icing, and I felt like it had very much flavor at all. But when you get the icing on the top, the icing is good.
Right.
Do you think it's like a buttercream icing? I don't know what it is, but it's good. That adds to the donut, but just the donut itself, texture-wise and taste-wise, is not as good as Everglazed. Do you think? Or do you like the softer donut better?
It's got a very similar color to the inside. Here. Side by side there. Yeah, I did. When you were talking, I tried to just get the donut part, and you're right. There's not like a ton of pumpkin spice. I mean, I can smell it though.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste.
It's not as strong of a smell, but I can definitely smell it. And then I do think this is like just a buttercream on top, so not as strong of a pumpkin spice flavor.
Yeah.
So if you want like a real pumpkin spice flavor, the Everglazed one to me is better. I personally think the Everglazed donut is better just by far. I do like the little buttercream on there, but I almost wonder if like a cream cheese or something.
Yeah, cream cheese
icing would have been better for the pumpkin spice, and this is.
I don't know what
it just tastes like buttercream to me,
Yeah.
and there's like a little sprinkle of I think pumpkin spice on top of the icing, but and some sprinkles. Yeah, I mean I'm not a huge cake donut person, I'll be honest, but to me this is like light years difference.
Everglazed
this is
far
way
superior.
better, I think.
Yeah.
Way better. This crispiness of this one and the flavor is better. I do like that swirl on top, but it's really not adding much, honestly.
No.
So far, the East donut Everglazed for me was a little bit stronger, and for her, the cake donut looks like Everglazed is vastly stronger. So far, Everglazed is starting to tip the scale there. So let's dig into some of the more specialty donuts now, the more premium crazy donuts. So this, check this out. This is the 50th anniversary donut for Disney at Everglazed. Look how, I mean, that looks really cool. I don't know, is this edible? Is this like chocolate or is this a piece of paper? I don't know. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm not gonna give it a shot. So let's try it. It looks really good. 50th anniversary special. That's the thing about Everglazed. They always have at least one or two special donuts that are seasonal or some special event for Disney or whatever. Voodoo Donuts usually also has some sort of special donut as well. I don't know if they have like stuff for Universal specifically, but I know they have the pumpkin spice, so they do have some specialty. All right, I'm just gonna try it here. It looks kind of just like a glazed donut with some stuff on top, so I don't know that it'll be hugely different. Woo! Man, good luck with that.
Wow, it's heavy. Like
I mean, it's like a 10-pound donut, I swear. So, my opinion is it's humongous. It's extremely heavy, so not dense. It's not dense. The donut itself is just like the glazed donut. And there's some like icing on top, sprinkles. It's very rich.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. Very sweet.
Too much for me. Too much.
It's too much for me. Like after one bite, I think I'm good. I can't eat anymore.
And I tried the icing on top, and you would like the icing. It's not my favorite kind of icing. That's on
I like
donut.
just that sort of like vanilla buttercream,
Yeah.
like wedding cake icing. So I'm a big fan of that. So I do like it. But it's pretty heavy.
That is a lot of
It's
donut.
rich. So
It's not my thing.
be on the lookout. But I did like the texture. I liked how there was like the little sprinkles and the little sugar balls on top and stuff. It gave it some cool little crunch to it.
Yeah, he
Overall,
likes
the flavor
sprinkles.
was fantastic. Really liked it.
I'm
It's
not
just super
into-
rich.
I'm not into sprinkles, but so I didn't really like the texture on the top.
So we're getting into some gray area here, obviously, because there's not really a one-to-one comparison on donuts at Voodoo and Everglazed. So we're just going to try a few of the specialty donuts. It's not going to be like a crazy apple thing against another crazy apple thing. It's just going to be different varieties, and we're just going to have to use our gut for overall what we feel like is a little bit stronger. So I tried one special collector's item. I don't know, collector's item, but whatever.
Special edition.
Special edition donut. So we'll try one of Voodoo Donuts specialties,
I'm scared of this one.
which is this little fella here, the Voodoo Donut.
He does
And
not
he
look
has seen
appetizing.
better days, let me tell you.
Seen better days. Once
He
again, they
looked
kind of
a
just
little
like
rough.
chuck the donuts in the box at Voodoo.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a little bit of paper that separates like the two levels, but it's really not helping because the two donuts on top are like just chucked on top of each other.
And this thing is just as heavy, by the way, as that
Is it?
donut. It's like, yes, I feel like I'm holding up a bowling ball.
And I'm already scared of it. First of all, the way it looks, and second of all, it looks like there's jelly in it, and I do not
Yeah, it does look like there's some
Like-
filling in there, so
donuts have filling in it at all, especially jelly.
I'll be the judge of this one because I love filled donuts. But yeah, he's looking. I have to tell you, they have all these donuts on
hot
display.
mess.
Yeah, he looks like the Gingy from Shrek after he gets run over
That's
by
what
the
I thought
wheel.
It was. No, when
Yeah.
you put it down, I was thinking, oh, they have a gingerbread one,
no.
and they just really sucked at making it.
No,
but he said it was a
he
Voodoo.
looks like Gingy after Gingy gets run over by the wheel in the Shrek 4D or whatever show, and then
He
gets like
does.
thrown to the tree and splattered. So that's kind of
who
what
I
he
thought it was.
looks like. Not to come drop buttons. Okay.
I don't know, I'm
Why do I
scared.
always do voices? I don't know. Okay, so I have to say that the display version of this that was in Voodoo Donuts, like this chocolate. Sorry, I was doing the Voodoo stab apparently. This chocolate, like in the display, it's like a shiny chocolate. How how you like temper the chocolate in
Yeah.
a certain way, and it makes it get this like really shiny, reflective sheen to it. I'm not seeing that anywhere at all. It just looks like they dumped some chocolate on top.
He's ugly.
He looks bad. So if you're expecting that, it ain't happening. You're getting this. So I don't even know how to start chomping on this bad boy, but I'm gonna start near the bottom so I know I get a little bit of the filling. Whew, he's heavy.
Okay.
Okay. Enough talking.
I'm scared. Is it like a blueberry filling? It looks like it's a blueberry filling.
Oh, why don't you give that a rip?
It's like purpley. I'm scared. I really am not gonna like this. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll be surprised. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's dark chocolate. And is that like a blackberry or blueberry or what is that in the middle?
I don't know, but I also hate it. It might be one of the worst donuts I've ever had in my life.
The flavor profile,
The flavor.
the way it looks.
I mean, the way it looks is busted, but I mean, it's a donut. It gets chucked into a box, but
It's
yeah.
bad. It's bad.
It's not good. I hate this. I'm
gonna get some of that water.
using the word hate here. That's from as good as it gets.
Terrible.
I hate it. I'm using that word very strongly. I can't stand it. And I'm not saying that you won't like it, but for me, and I'll tell you why I don't like it. It does taste kind of like a darkish,
Oh, it does. It's dark
heavy chocolate, and then it's combined with the weirdest tasting jam or jelly that's in there, that I've ever tasted. And I don't know if it is like a blackberry. What did you
Yeah.
say you thought it was?
Blackberry or blueberry or something.
It is.
I feel like it might be blackberry.
The combination of the two is a weird flavor that I do not like.
But if you like chocolate covered like berries and stuff like that, maybe you would like it. But I don't like chocolate covered fruit or anything, so.
I don't even know. That might just be like raspberry or strawberry.
Yeah.
I can't even tell in there because it is red. And when I tasted it by itself, the jam. Can I say jam? Is that like a weird word? Jam
It is weird.
versus jelly.
I have to get water. BRB.
I don't know. It's not good. I will say that the jam. I kind of like the texture of the jam, and actually even like when I tasted it by itself, it's not bad. Altogether, it's not good. I don't dig it at all. I don't like it.
Here.
It's not good.
I had to get water. I couldn't take it.
Yeah, there's something with the flavor profile. The donut itself, you know, as I'm looking more and more at these Voodoo Donuts, the yeast ones, they almost have like kind of a croissant. Is that how you say it?
No.
Croissant. A croissant like texture. What are those? What are the half croissant, half donut things called? Cronuts. Cronuts. It almost has a cronut like texture to it. So,
I've never even.
which
heard
I
of a
dig,
donut.
but I do not like that donut. So I would. It looks cute in the display. It doesn't look cute in the box, and it also does not taste good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't get it. I would skip it, and it's one of the more expensive donuts. And you're gonna have like a 10-pound donut, and if you don't like it after like one bite, you're gonna have to throw that in the river, and it's gonna sink straight to the bottom. It's not good. Okay, so moving on, let's try a cereal donut. You know, that's a very popular thing right now. People putting little, I like to do this little thing with my hand here.
I hate it. So
Little
stop.
cereal. They like to sometimes people, I think they like to they take a normal donut and then they sprinkle cereal on it and charge $5 more for it and call it fancy.
Literally.
So we've got a
It's
Captain.
falling off.
We have a Captain Crunch,
Yeah.
or look-alike. I don't know if it's actual Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
It could be off-brand or something. And then I'm gonna do the Cinnamon Toast Crunch donut from Everglazed. So Everglazed Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Looks pretty good. And Captain, look again, look at this donut in
Yeah.
comparison. Like
Yeah.
the Captain Crunch have fallen off in the box somehow. I mean, we just got these. We picked up the box and sat down. Like it's not like we were jostling them around running through security.
It's because they.
And then
chuck
this
them.
one, we had to drive all the way from Disney Springs in the box, and got through security, went through the little radiation thing that they check your, I don't know, is it radiation? I don't know.
No.
Hopefully not, because it would be bad for us. But this one, and look, it still looks like perfect.
Yeah.
And this is all like kind of crusty looking. Oh well. It doesn't look like there's any, I can tell that on this one, there's no glaze around the outside here. So all the glaze flavor is going to be on this white stuff on top. This donut, it's glazed all around, all on the bottom. Well, not on the bottom, but it is glazed all the way around. And then it has another sort of like icing on top. Okay.
This one
So
feels
how about
super soft.
you taste that? I'll taste this. We'll switch. Man, this is heavy.
Not a fan. The donut is once again really, really soft, like very soft, like a very soft bread.
No filling in this one.
The cereal on the top of this one tastes a little stale.
Does it? All right, you try.
Oh, this one's much more.
Yeah,
this one's heavy. That one's like light.
This one literally feels like it weighs nothing.
Yeah, it's like.
Like I can't even. That's heavy. I need a drink of water. I can't even take a bite of this until I get a water real quick. Sorry. Let me get a little refresher here. Cleanse the palate.
Same.
Here you go. Okay. All right, now let me try the Captain Crunch one before you start talking. Although you already started. I gotta tell you, Voodoo's not coming out on top here very well, is it?
No. I was trying not to talk too much about it, but I was waiting for your reaction, but it's not
Yeah,
good.
I mean, I'm starting to wonder if this is like a paid
It's
sponsorship
really
for
not good.
Everglazed. Because like Voodoo is like not even, I mean, it's not even like the Rocky versus Ivan Drago fight.
What?
This is like Rocky versus me fight at this point. I will say, I don't feel like the, that was a little stale.
It's stale.
Yeah. Yeah, it is stale.
Yeah.
And not, I'm sorry, not stale, but like, you know how when cereal gets like a little moisture in it, and then you're in Florida, cereal gets moisture. I had to actually buy special boxes to put my cereal in because like three minutes after opening a cereal box here, it's stale and you gotta pitch it because the moisture. That being said, these are still crunchy
Yeah.
and good. I did get one that was like really like that was a little bit moist, but most of them are pretty crunchy. So I don't know what they're doing, but maybe it's just because it's Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or off-brand or whatever brand. And Captain Crunch, maybe they're different, but Captain Crunch isn't supposed to lose crunch, right? I don't know.
And that one, the Everglazed, a Cinnamon Toast Crunch or whatever it is.
Okay, I gotta put it down because my arm's getting tired.
It's very heavy, again, like very heavy, and it's super rich. It has a really, really good taste, and I do think the cream cheese, or the icing was a cream cheese icing on this.
Is it? I was trying to figure that out.
And it's very good. Everything has a very,
Yeah.
very, very good flavor,
It is.
and the texture is really good, but it's super rich. And so I would never order it because I don't want a super rich donut like that. I would have like one bite.
Yeah,
But it definitely is far superior.
it's better.
than Voodoo.
I think it's better.
Far superior.
If you're for like a cereal donut. All right, so why don't we do one more? Just do one more quick compare. See what we got. But I do want to actually show this donut because I think it looks cool from Everglazed. Look at this. This is the s'mores donut. Look at that marshmallow on there. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not gonna cover it. But I did want to just show it because it's pretty cool. I think what I'm gonna do is I want to actually choose this Nutella donut. It's got some filling in it. I don't know what that filling is gonna be. Hold on, there's a little Cinnamon Toast Crunch on there. Look at that sucker. So we're gonna do the Nutella donut. I can smell that Nutella. And we've got this Mafia donut here, which I have no idea what all that
It's
stuff
huge.
is, but it looks like chocolate chips and nuts and peanut butter sauce and chocolate sauce and glaze and I don't know.
It looks like an apple fritter, but
It does. And it's got like the texture
Yeah.
of one.
yeah.
We'll see. Okay, so I'll take a bite of this, you take a bite of that.
It does not have the texture of an apple fritter on the inside.
Look at that bite. That's not even a bite. You're pretending. She's getting full of this. She's like, I can't. And she was when I said we're doing one more, she was like, did you see her face? She was like, she did like this. She was like, I think I got it on video. I think it was before I stopped it. I was like, we're gonna do one more. She was like,
I didn't want to do another one. I'm like, we're good, we got it.
I mean, whoo, they're so thick.
But if you look on the inside, it's really, really soft again.
Here.
They're yeast. What?
Sub out.
Is it a yeast
Sub.
donut?
Sub. I need a
don't know.
sub.
Yeah. It's very soft. Oh
I don't know
no,
why-
this
why
one
did we-
has filling, so I'm scared.
Why did we close the lid of the water?
I don't-
That
I
was
was
a
afraid it would get
colossal.
knocked over.
That was a colossal error. Colossal. This is very chocolatey.
Yeah, it was too chocolatey for me.
Very
And
chocolatey.
I love chocolate, but it is like very.
The peanut butter is honestly not coming through.
Yeah, it was very rich. Both of these are very rich.
Okay, a little bit of peanut butter. I think this is a peanut butter and chocolate Mafia donut. It's very heavy chocolate flavor though,
Yeah.
and again, this isn't
like a
this
soft
is not
bread.
an apple fritter like type texture even for the actual. It looks like one, but it's not. It's just very soft like the
Yeah.
glazed donut was. So toppings wise, I mean it's okay. It's not bad. It's probably I'd say. I wager to say it's one of the better ones that we've had from Voodoo.
It is. It is the better one.
I think they.
It's just super rich.
And the Nutella one, I think the Nutella is just in the icing itself. I don't think there's no like Nutella filling.
Yeah, I thought there was gonna be filling on the inside, but I feel like
I
that's
did
like
too.
a custard or something.
It is a custard, and I think it even says that in the menu or something. But for some reason, I've always had in my mind that there was going to be like a giant glob of Nutella in the middle. So I've
Yeah.
never gotten this donut. I always steer clear of it. But actually, it's not bad because it's got the Nutella, like Nutella chocolate or something frosting on top, and then custard in the middle, which kind of balances it out. Because otherwise, it would be too rich, and it's actually pretty good. So, overall, I've gone through all my napkins.
Yeah, and I never even got one. I'm sticky.
Wait, is there one over here? Oh, I found a new. Okay, good, I found one. Whew. That was gonna be. Using napkins and donuts doesn't work very well anyway. It's just like you do this, and the napkin just comes off on your hand.
No, it's giving me goosebumps.
Like it's the other way.
As soon as you use it. I hate napkins. Stop.
She does hate napkins.
I hate the texture of napkins. It freaks me out.
We'll be at restaurants, and she'll be like, that's good.
I don't do that.
And I'm like,
I do not do that.
I was like, here you go. Would you like a napkin? She's like, no, I'm good.
Not true.
I'm cool.
It just makes me sick.
She
It is not true.
She does it. I mean, she doesn't do it like on her shoulder, but like she's like down here.
I know.
But for dramatic effect, I went up here at the top, on the shoulder. But
Okay,
yeah,
that's fine.
she does it. Not a napkin, unless it's like a cloth napkin. Those are good. She's not a fan.
Okay.
So. Okay. All right, let's do the sum up. Even though I don't know that we need much of a sum up because it's kind of a blowout, quite frankly. But I will. Let's go through all the stats. Overall, I think glazed donut was better for Everglazed. Actually, I think all of the donuts that I tried from Everglazed were vastly superior to
Not even
Voodoo
just a little
Donuts.
bit better, like a lot better.
Yeah, vastly superior. I have to give the edge on the box to Voodoo. I think Voodoo's box
The appearance.
is much cuter.
But I
just
don't
pull it
like
up
how
here.
they chuck the donuts in the box.
Yeah, I don't like that either. But the box, it's pretty cute. I mean, it's a cute little pink donut box. I think this is actually probably why more people get the donuts at Voodoo when they leave Universal, because the box is so cute. So the box is cuter. Everglazed is a cute box. It's like rainbowish color, but I think the Voodoo one's got the edge. Price-wise, Voodoo Donuts has a massive edge. Like
How much was Voodoo?
It was like $15 or something for a half dozen. And these,
yeah, that
what was this?
Like
30 something bucks.
Or $34.
Yeah, 30 something bucks there. You got a little.
So do you, actually.
Yeah. Wow. This napkin didn't do anything. Let me just get a little. Okay. So Voodoo is way cheaper, like a half or if not third of the cost, depending on what you get. I mean, you can get a donut for $1.50.
Yeah.
And the lowest price donut at Everglazed is $4.50. So price wise,
But they are a lot better.
But they are better, and they are bigger and much heavier.
Yeah.
But I will say, $4.50 for a glazed donut is a bit much for me. So price-wise, Voodoo kills it. It's got the right pricing, but Everglazed donuts are better. And I will say that here's the tip I was going to say earlier, which is if you're going to get Everglazed donuts, plan on sharing the donut that you get from there, if you get one of the premium ones, with at least 2 people.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you and one other person, if not you and 2 other people.
Your family.
Like, think about, like, cutting it up and maybe even, like, trying a couple ones. Because one is so rich that after a couple of bites, you're kind of like, okay, I've had the donut. I'm comfortable. Like, you find yourself, like, forcing the last part of it down. So you're probably better off, like, getting, like, 2 or 3 donuts and then chopping them up and then splitting them with people.
Cheaper.
It would be cheaper. It's going to be, and that's the thing. Like, there's.
You get to try more.
Oh, and variety-wise, I feel like Voodoo has the edge also. They have more variety of donuts. They have a lot more cake donuts than Everglazed has. So overall, I mean, they're kind of, Voodoo's got the box and the variety and the price. I think Everglazed has the donut. I feel like Voodoo has everything else going for it than Everglazed. But when it comes down to the actual donuts and you want like the flavor and you're ready to sink into like a cool premium donut, I got to give it to Everglazed.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's our evaluation. Everglazed takes the proverbial donut, the donut award. So I have to say, just based on my experience, Everglazed is the best donuts in the Orlando area, at least around the theme parks. I'm sure there's some small little donut holes that are pretty good donuts, but when you're talking about the theme parks and relative driving distance, I think you got to give it to Everglazed. They're going to be the number one, so definitely give it a shot. Thanks for joining us on this special episode of our Versus series that we're launching, and we will see you again. We'd love to have you subscribe, hit that bell down there so you get our notifications every single time we do a new episode. You'll get a notification, and we do it every single day. But again, thanks for joining us. The Noble Way.
It's the easy way.